Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the USA to further his studies. Welcome, Kayemba.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay, I'm happy for you. Happy and happy.
Thank you.
Okay,
so much.
so tell me, how has been your education journey?
My education journey, it has been a tough one, filled with highs and lows, tough times and nice times. It has been generally it's a nice journey. I started my primary from a school called Kayemba Primary School. It's located along Entebbe Road, Kitende, Webaja, towards Entebbe. That's where I finished my PLE and I managed to get 4 grades. It was a nice performance and I was happy for it. Actually, it was a motivation.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was a motivation. Okay. So, because of the wonderful performance, I was able to secure a scholarship at Lagos Secondary School, which covered for my O-level education. Through O-level, I started and I got 8 grades at O-level, still maximum points.
Okay.
Yeah. Because of that, I was also able to get another scholarship for the advanced level, which I also pursued at Light Academy, and I got 20 points at my A-level.
That's amazing.
PCM and ICT.
You're literally a genius, right?
Yeah.
They say geniuses don't exist, but you are an example of a genius. Okay, now through this educational journey of yours, okay, are there things that have motivated you, inspired you? Okay, things and people as well.
Yeah, of course.
Could you name some of those things that have inspired you and the people that have inspired you through your educational journey?
From now there will be so many, but maybe I can hit on a few.
Okay.
For example, like one of the breakthroughs through my education has been getting to Light Academy, because that's an institution having a very wonderful staff of teachers. Everyone is cooperative, starting from the top administrators to through the teachers to non-teaching staff to the first students. Everyone is cooperative, like trying to help each other out, working together to learn and grow as a community. I was able to learn a lot from my teachers, from my fellow students, and I was actually able to make many connections, many important connections. Actually, I call it a family, my other family. Light Academy was another family to me. Light Academy introduced me to many things, and among them, it's actually one of the few schools in the country which actually participates in very many Olympiads and competitions and projects. Among them, actually, Light Academy provides you with a variety. So there's so many. When you arrive here, you find yourself somewhere. You find yourself like into some kind of project or into some kind of Olympiad that you actually love and like to participate in. So when I got here, actually, I actually like mathematics from my primary school. Mathematics was my strength, and I just like it so much. So when I got here, I found like the school participating into a number of Olympiads in mathematics, like the math contest, the Mathmania contest, the IMO, many of them. And that's actually been so important in shaping my education career.
Okay, like speaking of inspirations and motivations, also to some extent family comes in. So do you think your family or your family background could be one of the factors that led to your success in your studies?
Yeah, of course.
How has your family supported you as a student?
I think it's really hard to have such a great achievements without family behind you. Because since my primary education, like in case I did something good in class, mom used to get me something small. I was twice, okay, you should get something like a new pencil or a new pen. Yeah, like in case you go to school and and pass a paper well, even like before P7 also, I should get you something new, maybe a new geometry set. Like only that could motivate you. It shows that maybe there's something good in doing this in schooling. Like going to school with a new pen, yeah, okay, it's something really small and seems negligible, but it motivates you somehow. Such small things motivated me to work hard in my classes, and I ended up passing. Even in my high school, my family was always there for me. every time there's a challenge at school, maybe I need something, they're always there for me. They're always there to support me. In all ways, both financially and socially and morally.
You talked about the mathematics contest. Okay, how many schools participated in this contest?
Oh, the math contest. Okay. The math contest is it's a national contest. Okay, I participated in many kinds of contests. Like as I told you, our academy emphasizes participation in Olympiads, projects, and such competitions. So
Okay.
one of them was the math contest. It was a regional contest. Mostly schools in the central participated in the math contest, like Galaxy, Light Academy, Horizon. Then the Ghana math contest. That's a national contest, and
Okay.
actually very many schools are all around the country participate in the Ghana math contest. Schools from the east, like the entire school, schools from the north, from the central. Yeah, so very many schools participate in the contest. With the turn of students can be over 1,000 students.
So, as you were preparing for this contest, how did you prepare for it exactly?
Exactly. That's a tricky question because there's no exact way of preparing for the contest. Because it's not a contest where questions can reoccur. Questions are usually from different fields of mathematics. So it's hard to get a strategy of revising. But there are some techniques which are actually important in solving questions in that contest, which are actually given to us by our teachers. So it's all about practicing. The more you practice for those questions, the more you get ready for what can. Okay, the more you get ready for, the more you learn how to handle different situations while answering the questions.
Okay. Now, when you went for this contest, from your school, how many students participated in
From my
this
school?
contest? Yes, from Light Academy.
There are around 15.
Around 15.
If I'm remember well, around 15.
Okay, so did you find this contest very hard, or it was as easy as taking candy from a baby? Because this is genius. I mean, you got 4 in P7, and then you got 8 in senior 4, then you got 20 points in senior 6. I mean, that is genius. So it's like taking candy from a baby. So did you find this very difficult, the contest?
For the contest, the first time I participated in the mathematics contest, it was actually challenging because the questions were not similar to anything I'd seen before. It was really challenging. But in subsequent practice, like in those questions, you get that it's challenging. But what makes it interesting is the fact that it's challenging. Yeah, like you have got to always devise new, like your own ways of solving a given question, and that's actually like it triggers creativity in you. Like you learn to think outside the box, sort of. Yeah, actually, for the first year it was so challenging, but I managed to be among the first 20 still.
Okay,
Yeah.
the time that you won the contest,
Okay.
like was this your third time that you participated, or
I was in,
how many times have you participated in this contest?
I first participated in the math contest in my senior 2, but I won in my senior 4. So that was my third time, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
So what does it feel like being the only special kid that won this challenge?
Actually, the feeling it gives you is like all the hard work you have put in is really worth it. Like you really feel like I've really worked so hard to achieve this, and I've achieved. Like you feel happy and motivated to pursue even bigger challenges in the future because there's a possibility of succeeding. You can be the next success. Yes, it was actually a nice feeling, and it was motivation to me and to my fellow students whom I studied with in class, whom we worked hard with. Yeah, it was actually a nice achievement for all of us.
Do you deserve this scholarship, you as you? It's just like when somebody asks you, do you feel you deserve this scholarship? And then you're like, no, I don't think I deserve it. For you, do you feel like you deserve this?
To answer that question, it feels the same. Okay, like recently someone asked me, like, what do you really think got you into MIT? Actually, that's a very hard question to answer because part of the application has many. It's actually a long process, asking for different aspects of you. Like, you want to know about how you spend your free time. They don't know about how you make your research. They don't know about like many things about you, like how how ready are you to to to, to, to go into something that you have no idea about. So there are many things. So, and it's not really easy to pick out a single aspect of me that I did this because of this I was able to get into MIT. Not that I was the best in the contest, because that's a university which receives application from thousands of students. Like last year the admission rate was just 3%. It means in every 100 they choose only 3 students. That's really a very small number. So
it's like you're lucky to get this scholarship.
With all those statistics, and I was able to admit, I feel like I deserve it.
Okay.
It means they really considered many aspects, and all of the aspects they saw that I was worth being in the institution.
And how did your parents react when they found out that you got this scholarship?
Oh my God, my mom was so happy. She was so happy. She was like,
did
yeah, that's my boy.
Did they carry you in some way?
Okay. When I see the news that I was admitted, I wasn't with them, but I could just hear it like on phone. She was just so happy. She was like, yeah, yes. Okay. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. What was your reaction? I mean, the excitement that comes with it. Personally, I would run and hit trees and somersault. And what did you do?
When I got the admission message, the first time I saw it, I couldn't believe it. It was really true. I was admitted into MIT. I was like, can this ever be? I first opened the portal like 5 times to confirm that yeah, I've been admitted. Then I was like, yes, I was so happy.
Make sure it's not a scam.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my friends were so happy with me. It was just a nice experience.
Did you do any kind of celebration?
Like a party sort of.
Anything to celebrate your achievement.
Yeah, I celebrated with my friends. Okay, we went out for a party at the beach sort of.
Okay. So apart from this scholarship, are there any other kind of achievements that you've had?
Apart from this scholarship?
Yeah. Like big achievements you've had in your life apart from this particular scholarship?
First of all, getting into Lawyer Academy was a very big achievement because my background, like at home, my home wasn't so well off economically. So even attending high school I wasn't so sure that over attending school in such a nice school. But when I got into Lawyer Academy in a scholarship, that was a really breakthrough in my academic career. It was a really good achievement because I was able to interact with a team of the best teachers in the country. I was able to make friends with nice people. I was exposed to a lot of research opportunities. So there are very many doors that are open for me just through getting admitted into Lawyer Academy. Among other achievements, I was able to qualify for the International Mathematics Olympiad.
Okay.
That was another interesting journey because the IMO is an international Olympiad, like hosted by different countries. Like when I participated, it was hosted by Russia. Though it was through COVID and it was online, but still. So each country sends their basic mathematicians so me being on the team that represented Uganda, it's like me being I was among the basic mathematicians in the country. I was like, wow.
You're the king.
That was a very good achievement for me, and I was so happy for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so apart from education, like they say, work without play makes John a dull boy. So apart from education, are there any kind of sports like you participate in?
Yeah, actually, I love soccer so much. I love soccer.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually,
have you made a name in soccer like you have made in academics?
Not really. Even in school, I didn't used to play professional soccer, but I used to play it for fun. Yeah, like maybe on the weekends with my friends, we go and play soccer for like an hour or two. Yeah. I also used to play chess. Yeah, and I like chess. It's a game of strategy. Like it's a game which needs critical thinking.
Because you play chess.
No, that's not the only reason as to why.
Because it involves using a lot of your brain.
Yeah.
So that makes you a genius. So why wouldn't you beat the math contest? Respect, King, respect. Okay, so besides sports or soccer, are there any things you do during your leisure time? How do you spend your leisure time?
Actually, mostly I spend my leisure time surfing on the internet, maybe watching about like researching about mathematicians of the ancient times. Okay, I like mathematics, so I really like to know how mathematics has been developing through time. Yeah, so I research about mathematicians who lived before, and the trend that math is most likely to take. I also read many articles about mathematics and other related fields. I also like sometimes reading about psychology. Yeah.
Okay, so what is your career goal? What is that job that you have always wanted to have?
I've always wanted to be a computer scientist.
Oh, okay.
Computer scientist.
And you are heading there? Do you see yourself going there?
Yeah, I see myself heading there. Because like being the best university of technology in the world, of course gives me an edge towards achieving my goal.
Okay. How do you spend your time at home during your holidays, through your whole educational journey? How do you spend your time at home?
My day at home isn't a fixed day. Okay, like I haven't got fixed that at this time I'll be doing this, at this time I'll be doing this, but there are many things involved that, okay, sometimes I find myself working with my mom at a farm. Sometimes I find myself with my siblings, maybe playing soccer, maybe just chatting around. But one thing I always keep in mind is that I always spare some time for making research about certain things, mostly about. I told you I like maths, yeah. So I always find some spare time during the day researching about mathematics, maybe practicing math, and maybe reading my school notes as well.
Okay. Now every success comes with some kind of challenge, like nothing comes on a silver plate. So I'm very sure that some challenges you have gone through as a student. So would you mind mentioning some of those challenges you've gone through as a student?
One of the challenges I've experienced, when I was in high school, as I told you, I participated in math contest for my O level, and I won in my form 4. Okay, so the school, my parents, and my friends were expecting a lot from me, and one of those was participating in the National Math Olympiad. But in my form 4, I tried going for I tried giving it a shot, like going for the Olympiad, but unfortunately I didn't pass through. So that was a really challenging moment in my life. So like everyone believes in you. They know this kind of person is gonna make it through. Like this kind of, they really believe that you're good enough, and they're really gonna go through. And then it turns out we didn't go through. So it was really a challenging moment. It was really tough. That's the time you begin doubting yourself. Be like, if they really believe in, but I didn't. So am I really worth the belief? So it was really a tough time, but I didn't give up. I knew maybe it wasn't my time. Maybe I wasn't ready enough for the Olympiad, and I still worked on. I still worked hard, and the good thing was that the next year I was able to qualify for the Olympiad, and I participated in it.
Okay. Did you have any kind of financial challenges in terms of fees, stuff like that? Depression? Did you ever go through depression as a student? Because there's so many students out there that go through depression silently in most cases, and people don't know. They are stressing, probably lack this and that. Like study wise, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to, they just need that support. All students need like counseling or something to get through school. Have you gone through some of those?
For the financial bit of it, maybe when I was in my primary school, time came like towards the end of my primary school, towards PLE. Turned out my parents couldn't afford the school fees. Tuition was too high for them, so I didn't know what to do. So I tried looking around for any available help, but I couldn't find any. But luckily, they must have found out about it, and I was able to offer me a scholarship. So it didn't affect me that much. Then I came to high school as I was lucky. I was in a scholarship, so I don't think I've really suffered financial problems.
Okay.
Then for the bit of stress, okay, according to the way I see it, what may cause it is maybe maybe you don't know how to study how to plan for your classes, maybe. So what I usually used to do is I used to plan my day. But then planning your day usually makes you feel like you're restricting yourself. You're like, maybe you like to do something, but because you've planned your day, then you won't do it. So that's the wrong of planning. So I used to give it this approach. I used to imagine there's someone I care about, someone I really love, maybe your son or something, and then you'd like to help them plan their day. So of course you didn't like them to keep stressed out, maybe like overworking themselves, or you didn't like them to not to study. So you strike a balance between the two. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I used to do. I used to like, so I study for these hours. Then maybe I'll refresh for this time. Maybe I'll do this too as a read for the study. Yeah, and I think that really helped me a lot, because there's always, I wasn't stressed like so much into books, or like I wasn't leaving my classes away.
Okay, so apart from that, have you been bullied before in school?
No,
or you've been the bully?
Do I look a bully?
Have you been bullied or you've been the bully?
No, actually, none of
You've
the.
never been bullied?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we wrap up this, would you mind describing yourself? Who is Kaimba Shafiq?
Kaimba Shafiq, first of all, is a Ugandan, proud Ugandan, who was born and lives in Kitende, Bwebajja. He likes maths, and he likes soccer, and he loves matoke.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm going to miss it when I go that side.
Okay, so that is what we had with Kaimba Shafiq, who has of course won a scholarship at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the USA, and we wish him the best. And remember, education is the passport to the future, and the future belongs to those that prepare for it today. Remember, the roots of education are bitter and the fruits are sweet, and just like Shafiq, you just never know what you'll be. This is UBC TV. Stay tuned. So you should remember that the education and learning just never ends. It continues until you probably die. And joining me on the show right now is the Director of Studies of Light Academy by the names Waswa Muchibi, who is of course going to take us through the whole process here in Light Academy. And of course, he is one of those people that has contributed to the success of Kaimba Shafiq, and he's going to tell us more. Welcome to the show.
You're most welcome. Thank you very much.
Okay, so Waswa, tell us what your role is as the Director of Studies in Light Academy.
Well, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. The role of the Director of Studies, particularly our role, is to oversee academic excellence in school, good discipline of all our students, and of course seeing our students being socially responsible and morally upright. That is basically what our department as the Director of Studies oversees in school.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so Waswa, there are times where students are not performing well and probably failing a lot.
True.
And we have seen that in some schools they have counseling sessions, they have counselors that talk to them. So does Light Academy have these counseling and guidance sessions for students based on their studies and performance?
Yeah, well, Light Academy, we're actually privileged that first and foremost our numbers are a little bit small. You'll find that our class population is around 35 to 40. So if you're having such a class population, it becomes quite easy for the teacher to interact with the students. Even if there are some students who are a little bit behind, the teacher can easily maneuver and then find a way of helping them. Even when it comes to students who are not performing well, even after all this, we tend to organize extra classes, we teach at night. Sometimes we even go deep into the night to teach. But most importantly, we try to encourage our students to get closer to the teachers, because the teachers have the knowledge and the students want the knowledge. And furthermore, we also call upon our students to engage into these discussions. It is very important because sometimes students may may not relate well with the teachers. So whereas when a student gets closer to his friend, for example, Shafiq has been one of the best students in our school, and majority of the students were forming discussion groups with him, and he has really helped many students, in particular his year. So many students, because of these discussion groups, have managed to benefit from his knowledge. So basically it's all about teachers, it's all about discussions, it's all about commitment from that student who has a problem. It all starts from him. If this student is really willing, everything is going to be open. So attitude is really key to this.
Okay, and speaking of the contest, the national contest that these students participate in, like how often do they participate in this contest, and how important are these contests to them?
Really, these contests are really very important. You see, these days education is more to the side of what you can do than actually what you can replicate. And that's what we are trying to do as Light Academy. Students shouldn't only be in books. Yes, books are really important, because even you just said it earlier, you know, if you want to succeed in life, then academics is very important. But then also there's this other side, the side of project work, the side of co-curricular activities. So when it comes to this, we normally participate each and every year in these international competitions. We have national competitions, we have international competitions. One of them is the math contest. Now this math contest is normally held every year, and we have been participating. Thousands of our students are participating in these contests. And really you can see that some students have some hidden talents. You'll find that a student is not good in this area, but when it comes to mathematics, he's really good. We have seen such students, and that is one of the platforms where really they can thrive and show the world what they can do. So it is really important for these students to engage in these competitions, and also we have internal competitions. So these internal competitions give us students who are going to participate in the national competitions, and then after that we can even go to international competitions. Not only the math competitions, we have science, we have environment, we have English, we have drama, we have business. All these competitions are there globally, and really students are different. A student may be good in drama and he can excel there. So we try to encourage our students as much as possible to participate in these competitions, and actually we do have them each and every year in our school. Yes. Okay,
so Shafiq's winning of this scholarship, where does it put the school right now?
Of course, it is a big achievement for us as a school, but of course he's not the first student to win a scholarship in that kind of sense. We have so many of our students in USA, in Europe, and majority of them actually have passed through these contests, through these projects, through these international competitions. There are really many out there. The list is just endless. Shafiq is just one of them, and we have so many out there. But it is really a big achievement for the school, to his parents, even to Shafiq himself. We are really proud of him. He has really been an excellent student, very hardworking, God-fearing, very disciplined, and really we wish him all the best wherever he will be going.
Through this journey of Shafiq, like as the director of studies, of course together with the teachers, the times you get to realize or pick and see that this student is performing well in this and this and that, they're doing this and this, like these are some of our bright students. So Shafiq being one of them, how have you as a school administration helped him through this journey until up to where he is?
Yes, Shafiq, first and foremost, we managed to offer some scholarships to underprivileged students, of course, who are academically good. Not even academics only, even when someone is really disciplined, it can qualify him a scholarship in our school. So Shafiq, he came to this school in 2015, of course via scholarship he got for aggregates, and his parent managed to come and approach us. Of course they couldn't afford, and as a school we tried to give them a helping hand, because he scored for aggregates in primary, and we worked with him really. Like I said, he has been hardworking, he has been an example to the rest of the students. And because of that, he managed to excel in senior form. Again, he got 8 in 8. Actually, that year, that was 2018, our school was the best in the entire country. We managed to get several students who got 8 in 8, and Shafiq was one of them. And again, we gave him a scholarship in senior 5, and he was doing PCM, that is physics, chemistry, mathematics, and ICT. And via that PCM, still he managed to score 20 points. even with the challenges of COVID-19, because for him even he couldn't afford online studies sometimes, but amidst all those challenges he managed to get 20 points as well. So as a school, of course, we gave him the platform, and even after that we went ahead because we have been supporting him in all these competitions. We have made sure that each and every competition, for as long as he's interested, we are there to support. Not only him, even other students. For as long as you really have what it takes, for as long as you have the interest, the school is really open to help in all angles. And of course, that's what has been happening to Shafiq. He has a lot of interest in mathematics, and our work is very simple. If you're interested, we can support you. Then after that, after his senior 6, you got 20 points, of course. We have a career department. We managed to secure some scholarship opportunities for him, of course, but of course it was really a tedious process. He had to go through several interviews and several writings and several defenses, and of course as a school we have been helping him in that, and eventually he secured that scholarship. So really, of course, we appreciate him as our student, and I also want to appreciate the school administration because it really takes a lot. Even as he's going to the United States of America, as a school we are still supporting him in terms of his travel, because actually the scholarship was independent of the travel. So we actually do it to all our students. We want to follow them until the end of their academic journey, because school is not only senior and senior 6, we must go beyond the classroom to ensure that our students succeed in life. So basically that's how we are trying to help him, even other students in the school.
Okay. Every school has different standards.
True.
And expectations they want from students.
True.
So as Light Academy, what are some of those expectations? What are expected of the students when joining the school? What are some of those things that are needed from the students?
Yeah, well, basically I can say we want 3 students from our students. 1, we want to build an academically competent student. A student who can go out there and compete with the rest in terms of the academic excellence. Then 2, want to build a socially responsible student, a student who's responsible in terms of, honesty, in terms of these other values in life, because sometimes it is not all about books. And then finally want to build a morally upright student, students who are really disciplined, students who can work with other members of the community, students who have respect for humanity and human life. So basically those are the 3 values on which our school is built.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to join the school, what is required of a student in terms of aggregates, performance and all that?
Well, of course it fluctuates depending on the national performance in the primary, but of course of recent we normally look at aggregate 8 to 9. Yes, aggregate to 9. But of course, most importantly, the discipline is crucial, because this is a boys' school and we look at discipline as a paramount issue. So the aggregate 9 to 8, but of course depending on what is happening nationwide, and discipline is key.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Waswa.
Okay, thank you very much.
Glad having you on the show.
Thank you very much for hosting us.
Okay. Well, like I mentioned before, education is a tool that breaks all barriers, and Shafiq is proof of that. Like, yes, sometimes we talk about geniuses, we talk about great people, we talk about sharp people, very smart people, but this is a whole definition of smart. I mean, 4 aggregates for P7, and then he gets 8 aggregates for senior 4, and then he has 20 points, and now here he is getting a scholarship in one of the most important schools in the world. So you could be one of those students as well. Stay tuned. This is the Education Forum on UBC TV. So every school and institute, of course, needs certain personalities for the smooth running of the school. And joining me right now is the Deputy Head Teacher of Light Academy. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Kasumba Abut. I'm the Deputy Teacher of Light Academy Secondary School. Nice to be here this evening. Yes.
All right, Abdu, what is your role as the Deputy Head Teacher of Light Academy?
That's a big question, ideally, but I'm, of course, deputizing the head teacher most of the roles pertaining the smooth running of the school. Generally, we have to follow each and everything pertaining the running of the school. So specific objectives are when you look at academic, you can help him follow the syllabus, the teachers, the non-teaching staff, and everything that goes in school. We are there to oversee whatever is going in school. Yeah.
Right, Abdul, give us some brief history of Light Academy, when it started, what inspired the starting of the school.
Yeah, Light Academy is specifically a boys' secondary school, which started in 1999, and we offer, of course, the UNEP curriculum, but of course, in the UNEP curriculum, we beef it up with the other things. For example, we have co-curricular activities, we have STEM fairs that we bring in to our students, we participate in Olympiads, and very many other activities, co-curricular activities that go on in school. Yes.
So many schools have particular things they are identified with, like probably sports, it could be academic-wise. So there's something unique about every school or institute. So what makes Light Academy unique and different from other schools?
You know, first of all, the discipline we inculcate in our students, it is important because it helps us improve the academics, because you know, discipline works hand in hand with what? With academics. So first of all, we deal with the disciplinary part. And there, of course, to monitor the discipline, we have other things that we add on it, because if you have a student who is, for example, an idle mind is hard to control. So in school, we have academics, but as we look at our program, we situated in a way that we have lessons from morning up to 4:30, and in between those lessons we have breaks. So those breaks enable students to refresh, and then after the refreshment and then after the lessons, we have co-curricular activities that take place. Now those co-curricular activities help us in monitoring discipline. As you know, they are tired by the moment they start in the morning 4 up to 4:30. I mean, from 8 up to 4:30 they are busy with academic issues, and those non-academic issues from 4:30 up to around 5:30, they are engaged in various activities. For example, club activities. Under club activities, we have very many. We have the Genius Minds, we have chess clubs.
What's the Genius Mind all about?
Genius Minds about puzzles, and they can be like puzzles, and these puzzles are just helping the child to develop their brains. So they can be puzzles. For example, it can be a mathematical puzzle. It's a combination. Sometimes it's mathematical, sometimes it is letters, and they may be also some combination of figures which they make up to develop their minds. So like the word genius minds. Yeah, so
well, that explains why Shafiq is a genius.
True.
Okay.
Then other like robotics clubs. We have also robotics. Robotics, I think you understand. It's a combination of it's a computer knowledge, and also joining the parts. Some knowledge of programming is required there to come up with a program such that a robot can run. So that one is also there between that time. So between 4:30 and 5:30, that's when you have the club time. So you find that all the students are engaged. Those who can participate in, for example, football, also that time. Those who are in the football club can also go for the training for football. Basketball club, we have some other clubs like math club, science club. Then also we look at the STEM as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That time it's used also for engaging the students in the various activities such that we can showcase in the STEM fairs. As you know, we have STEM fairs every year. So students showcase those things, and that's when...
What do they showcase during the STEM fairs?
The STEM fairs?
Yeah.
They showcase projects, of course. Their projects, okay, it's like this. STEM, we are preparing students in handling project work. So a student comes up with a project, and that project is monitored by, of course, the teachers. Then when he says it's okay, teachers can view. During the STEM fair, like we have a fair, we invite parents to come in school, and they can see those various...
It's like an exhibition.
Like an exhibition, yes, exactly. So out of those exhibitions, of course, there are judges, and the judges can say that, okay, this is the best project. Then the best project, of course, we award. We have awards we give. For example, we say this one is a gold winner, this one is a silver winner, bronze. Then from those ones, we select those projects which are going to represent the school in these Olympiads you hear of. For example, in Expo, I can say in Expo was in the Netherlands. We had the golden climate. Then Gisutech, I think you know about it, because for it is in Uganda here. But the one you're talking about, golden climate, is in Kenya. So we used to send students there to represent our school again there. I think Shafick also, like Mathmania, it was in it used to be in Turkey by then, but again it was brought back to, we made another one in Nijinji again. So such competitions, we are in position to handle that issue of Olympiads. So that time from 4:30 up to 5:30, we specifically use it for bringing up that part. Yes.
All right. So what is the ratio of the students in the class, and how effective is this arrangement?
Yeah, that's a very good question. In our school, that's also part of what is making students also gain, because when you look at the teacher-student ratio is low. Our classes are from 35 to 36. The maximum is 36 in a class. So you find that some classes are between 30 to 36. Maximum is 36 in a class. Yes. So because of that low number, you find that teacher can interact with almost every student in a class. So that one improves. Even if a student can be weak, but his performance can easily be boosted because of that student-teacher ratio. On top of that, we have extra lessons. We give our students extra lessons and remedials also. We have a timetable. We make timetables for those remedials, for those students who are not performing very well in the given subjects. So those remedials are organized in a way that they're on subject level. For example, if such students aren't performing very well in mathematics, then we get those students who are not performing very well. They identify the areas where they need help. Then we select a teacher who is supposed to take them through that area. Then you find that it makes the students improve generally in academics.
Okay. And academic-wise, how do you motivate the students to compete amongst each other?
For motivation, we have very many ways. Of course, motivation is motivation, but it starts from the teachers in class. We usually encourage them to motivate their learners while they are doing lessons. You find that teachers can, those small things, for example, a student can just give an answer. If you don't just give positive response to that student, again, it may demoralize him. So that is the encouragement. That's from class. But as a school, we usually organize dinners for students who are performing well. For example, this year, we identified those who are performing better in most of the classes. For example, Senior 1, Senior 2, Senior 3, the best students. What we did for them was we organized small gifts like school books, pens, pencils, and a dinner, of course. They shared a dinner with us. But also those ones who are not performing, for example, well, we usually talk to them. We bring them up and say, okay, you people, you come and we also have a dinner. You talk to us. Tell us what is the problem, what is the challenge. Then we share with them. So through those dinners, they can air out again their problems. And once you know their problems, then you know how to handle and help them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now after that, after Shafiq has put the school on the map right now, and after his achievement,
always on the map.
Yes, and right now, what is your plan as a school to make other students follow his footsteps?
Yeah, of course, it's not only Shafiq that is going to, okay, for MIT it's Shafiq, the first one, going to MIT, but for other universities abroad, we've been having students going there because we have a team which is working on career guidance as far as our students is what are concerned. So they usually guide them on which universities can take them up, which courses they can study. So through that guidance, really students have a broader perspective of the outside world and what is going on. So through that, other students are encouraged because we invite in other people, like prominent people in school, like professors. They talk to the boys. They are encouraged to take on even those hard things. Now, like we used to sponsor also like the training for international, for the math contest. The Uganda math contest was, the training was done from this school. You find that that one alone is an encouragement to the students, because if they see others, students in Uganda who are going to represent Uganda, training from here, they feel encouraged because they see that things are really working out for them.
So the government of Uganda is encouraging the taking on of sciences in schools. So are you prepared for this journey?
Yes, of course. Our school is more than enough prepared to take on the promotion of sciences. One, because as I told you about the classroom ratio, really, that one, if you have, for example, 35, grouping becomes easy. Because when you look at the new curriculum, it requires grouping of students. And for sciences, the facilities in school are really enough, because what governs the science is the laboratory. If you have a well-equipped laboratory and plus the science teachers which are needed to, of course, take through the students' curriculum, you find that the professionalism of the teachers we're having, we are more than enough equipped to take on the sciences. And already, Kaimba Shafiq is an example showing that really. And when you look at also our students, which universities they have been taking on or which courses they have been taking on, really, science is at the top. Though we're not saying that we're not performing well in arts, we are doing also our best. And I know, given, you see, how do you gauge a school that this school is really taking on, is improving in sciences? Look at the students and look at the intake. Do you understand the intake I'm talking about? For example, if a student is brought into your school and he has aggregate, for example, 5 or 6 or 7 or division 4, can you convert that division 4 to a better mark? And you find that students here, we don't mind about the cutoffs. Really, it's something, but you find that even if a student is a division 3 material, we can shape that student from division 3 to come to a better what? A division 1. Okay. That is an improvement, and for us that is working for us. Yes, so you find that when you improve that student who has come with a worse grade to a better grade, really you are doing better. And also, as far as science is concerned, really the subjects are, can I say here, as a school we usually perform better when you compare sciences, and we perform better in sciences as compared to what? To arts. And
also the government was encouraging schools to teach life skills. And speaking of life skills, I mean farming, tailoring and different things like that. So as Light Academy, do you instill some of these skills in the students?
Yes. Now, like I told you, madam, these skills we have, I told you we have football. For football, we have what we call the football club. We have also people who are connecting these people who are playing football, these students of ours who are playing football, to people who are having professional football teams outside. So you find that that is one way. Of course, we have the agriculture clubs, we also have the art club, the music, dance and drama club. You find that all that combined can bring out all those other skills we need. So it's not that we are focusing only on academics, but also those non-academic issues during that time from 4:30, I told you, from 4:30 to 5:30, we're also looking at those other disciplines. So generally, a combination of those clubs, those club activities, entrepreneurship club, I just mentioned a few, but really the list is what? Long.
Okay, so based on our conversation, it seems like there's so much concentration put in the sciences. So where does it leave those that are doing arts?
Generally, we are looking at the entry of students. Now, okay, if you get a student who is, look at the entry requirement of the student. If you get an art student who has performed arts very poorly, for example, with a credit 5 in each of those subjects, you find that you don't get the cream of an art student. So basing on the type of students that we receive who want to offer fine arts, you find that we don't get the best students, and that's why you find that again the performance is not so bad, but at least it's better. I'm not saying that our students are not doing law or they're not doing those courses or procurement of those other courses. No, they are doing them, but here what I was saying was that you also look at very few students these days like to take arts. I don't know, maybe because of the policy government has brought, or because of the nature. You find that in our school we get very few students with very good grades wanting to do what? Arts. Those who want to do arts, those ones with somehow whose grades are low, and you find that we really try to see that really they get good what? They also get good what? Grades. But also some of our students have joined the law. We have lawyers, we have a number of them, and they have been admitted also in government universities like Makerere, yes, in Barara, I mean also in UCU, some of them are there. But I'm sure with arts also we are doing our best to see that also. We're not totally saying that the ones who are doing art are totally out of the curriculum. No, we're also trying our best to see that they really also have like the same programs we do for arts. I mean for sciences we do the same for what? For arts. And I'm sure if really someone is serious, he can also get good grades. Yes, and they get them. Like the last year, the best person in our school got 19. Yes, got 19. A, B. Yes, for arts. I'm talking about arts. Sciences, of course, was 20, but arts got A, B. Was doing, I think, history, entrepreneurship, and divinity.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Abdul.
You're welcome.
So we have heard from the administration, and just like Shafiq, there are other students that would like to reach that level or probably get a scholarship. They are motivated and inspired by Shafiq and so many other students that have made it education-wise. And now we are going to engage some of the students to tell us what their education journey has been, what their expectations are, and what their dream careers probably are. So joining me on the show here is a student from Light Academy. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine.
What's your name?
My name is Subga Abdulatif. I'm in senior 6.
Okay, so you're in senior 6.
Yeah.
So what is your combination right now? What combination are you doing?
Right now I'm doing PCM stroke ICT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why PCM?
I have a very good interest in physics, and particularly what drove me into that, I have interest for aviation, so that's why I decided to go into physics.
Oh, you want to be a pilot?
A pilot or anything connected to aviation.
Okay. Do you know some of the things that are done in aviation apart from a pilot?
We have mechanical engineers who are there, and also we have aircraft engineers, because aviation has very many parts, because most people know about the pilots, but there's a lot of groundwork, and I think I've taken time to research about such parts. Then we also have software engineers for the aircraft systems, so I would also love to engage in such items.
Okay. What inspired you to take on aviation as a career?
What inspired me? Actually, as I was growing up, I kept on wherever I would look at a plane, it put so much love for me. You know, when you love something, maybe if someone loves a book, when they look at it, it will arouse interest in them.
So you used to be one of these kids that used to see the aeroplanes up there and scream, aeroplane, aeroplane,
Definitely.
Okay. All right.
So that put so much interest in me. So I would love to maybe pursue that direction.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So are there any challenges you're facing so far?
Challenges?
With the combination you're doing?
Challenges? Actually, since I'm so much in love with what I'm doing, I'm not having any problems, because wherever you love these science subjects, in turn they will love you. And it's something I've experienced with physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Wherever you love something, it will always love you back. And even if it doesn't love you back, you can still try to go for it. And usually, it's all about the process, and usually if you can do well in that process, the final results will always be good.
Okay, and how does Shafiq's achievement of the scholarship inspire you?
Actually, Shafiq has inspired me ever since 2018, even before he got that
so you've
scholarship.
known him this long?
Actually, because I came here in 2016 and he was just a year above me. So I remember he topped the country in the math contest in 2018, and actually that's when we got to interact more with him, because I would see a genius. Usually if you see those people who perform well in the math contest, they tend to be very bright people, for sure, very, very bright people. Because that's when you differentiate between someone who's just good in class and someone who's a genius.
Okay.
So I was attracted to him because of his being a genius, and from that he has been my friend. And actually I was so motivated to see him and to see him get that scholarship. That showed me that even us students of this school and all students outside there, if they love what they are doing, they can easily get such opportunities.
Okay. So do you believe you're a genius too?
Perhaps.
Yeah, we could be one.
Yeah, I could be one. Maybe I'm yet to discover that.
Okay, do you hope to get a scholarship as well?
I hope to get one.
Are you working hard to get that scholarship?
Yeah, I'm working hard because we've been briefed about what it takes involving oneself in maybe activities outside class. Because usually if you look at our systems, actually maybe the Ugandan system, it's more about the work inside class, but actually being in this school, we've actually been encouraged to take part in many activities outside school, maybe be it charity events, be it STEM projects, be it participating in many clubs. So we've taken such chances, and we hope to boost our chances of getting to such places, just like Kayemba.
Okay, just like Kayemba, have you participated in any contests yet?
Of course, I've participated in a mathematics contest since primary 7, even in O-level, and I also participated in the recent mathematics contest.
Education is the most powerful and important aspect of life, and it allows us to learn the world around us, the world inside us, and the world within us. And remember, the roots of education are bitter, but the fruits are sweet. You could be the next Kaimba Shafiq. That was the end of the Education Forum. Until next time, bye-bye.